I should probably turn down the music so I don't get flagged for copyright. Maybe if no one can hear it but me, maybe that'll be fine. So what's up, everybody? How's your Friday going? Hopefully it's going great. I'm trying to figure out this iPad situation, and maybe, so I'm not completely out of frame. Got my coffee going. Thanks to Corey Everett, like I said yesterday, if you're watching our YouTube channel, for picking up one of the new Crawler Space RC sweatshirts. I'll try and work on other types of swag or specific stuff if anybody's curious. Hey, we got one viewer. What's going on? So I picked up a TRX4M High lift today because I have a problem and can't stop building RCs. So it started life as a RTR truck, and right now this is where I've got it. So we've got a Fury Tech Pro ESC, so it'll run 3S, and I'm going to run a 650 milliamp 3S LiPo in here from Tattoo, or Gen's Ace rebrand, or their other brand, I guess. I don't know what you'd call it. I just found out, for those guys who don't know and or who might be curious, that the Mias links that you can pick up on, I think it's Amazon or from Mias, their website, unless you get this, what up, 4 people, wow. Unless you can get these specific TRX4M high lift links, these are too short. So these are gonna be saved for another build. I did, for argument's sake, or for the luck of it, order some extra brass wheels. So these are the stock Mickey Thompson Baja Pro X's on the Mias. I think these are Mias. I don't know. They're just brass wheels, 1.2 wheels. So you kind of can see how they're bulged out a little bit. This is like running 2.2 wheels, excuse me, in a 1.9 tire. So it's kind of cool. I was surprised I got this to work pretty easily. I didn't have to fight it. It's going to match this beauty that's going in there. Shout out to Reefs RC. You guys always have kind of some of the best products out there for this, especially the little stuff. I love your big stuff, 10 scale stuff too, and 5th scale stuff, and 6th scale stuff. But I'm going to try this servo in there. I don't have a ton of brass here today, so I'm going to put that, whatever. So that's going to happen at some point. Yeah, so I decided to pull a bunch of stuff out. So we're going to run with the Samex on the rear axles, because I don't have a set of axle housings right now. Eventually this is going to get diff covers for the Samex, from Samex, or yeah, probably Samex, the brass diff covers. I'll keep the plastic axle housings just because it'll make it slide a little easier. I'm still debating on shocks. I'm debating on using the stockers with some aluminum shock bodies, or going with these Proline, there's your part number there for you guys that are curious, Proline 50 millimeter, I think, yeah, 50 millimeter shocks. I'm kind of curious with this high lift if the 50s are going to be, ooh, they're a little shorter, I actually like that. Yeah, so it'll draw it up a little bit, but I will be curious to see how tall it sits in comparison to the stock wheels and tires, which they obviously don't glue these, thankfully, so I could pull them off. So these are the stock tires. These are the 1.2 inch tires. So I guess a stock, no, nothing about the stock tire, but these got the 1.2s in, so they don't really count. You do have to transfer your foams over, but those are pretty close in outer diameter size. The only thing I'm thinking that's different is these were more flat before I'm going to put those wheels on there, and foams, swap those over, because the TRX4Ms don't have foams, so they're soft. We'll see how that works out. So I have some extra 1.2 inch tires, and it's funny because my TRX4M Bronco actually needs I ordered a set of these same wheels for that truck, and I got 3 of one wheel and 1 of a different one. So that was kind of weird. I don't know if you guys are chatting. I don't throw. Oh, there we go. There's the chat. What up, James? What up, radio? So yeah, man, it is getting warm back here. That, and I'm cranked up on coffee. Got the heater going. Hold on. Guess I didn't need that pointed right at me in the back room here. So then I'm going to, because I'm going to be running an XT30 on this ESC, or no, on the battery. Thank God, FuryTech has it to where you can just plug this in. Give you guys part number 2 for that, to your ESC. Nope. Would help if I did that, which I carry in stock. I think this is the last one I got. Sorry guys, got it for myself. But yeah, so I can plug this into my ESC, and then I can run a different battery and got to cut and solder a bunch of different stuff. Hang on one second, guys. I'm going to grab my laptop just because I'm seeing that, because I'm doing this on my iPad and I'm seeing that I'm not getting any chat. So let me grab my laptop real quick. We'll put this beauty here in front of you so you can see what monstrosity I'm working on and how skeletonized it is right here at the moment. I'll be right back. So what's everyone doing on this dreary raining afternoon besides probably working? Who wants to be working? I don't consider this a job, so I haven't had a real job in probably 20 years. When I start tattooing, I started tattooing back 92, 93. Any updates on the SCX24? Oh, dude, yes. It's actually on its way now. It should be here Tuesday with, it should potentially be here Tuesday with all of my Red Cat 118s. I've got a bunch of those coming. I think I ordered 9 of, not 9 of each color, 5 or 6 of each color. No one's spoken up on any but Kevin yet. So that is the only person that's spoken up on one. I've got all the aftermarket parts also coming, multiples of each truck. So those should be here Tuesday as well. The Gladiator, I think I only ordered 1 of each color, just because I know everyone's had them to death. So there's probably a knot out there. Ooh, Wednesday is my birthday. Oh, nice. There you go. So hopefully someone gives you some birthday money and you can come waste it here on stuff we don't need. You know, RC. That's fun. All right. Let's see if this asks me for some super secret password. Simplify my sign in. Can we just... Sure. Oh, this laptop needs a fingerprint to use. So, giggity. What up, dude? Passkey saved. Hold on, guys. I'm just trying to sign in so I can catch any of the chat that I've missed. God dang it. I'm trying to keep it clean languaged. View my channel. Can I see my channel? Can I just go to my channel so I can see this video so I can pull up the chat? Nice. You know what? Let me get rid of that. Sunday is mine. Nice. Hey, there we go. I got the chat. I apologize now for you guys if you're dealing with a mess. Oh, you're on your way now. I don't have it yet, unless you want to prepay for it, Austin, which that is obviously your choice, should you choose to do so. Any of the FuryTech brushless motors in stock? Yes, I have a bunch of them. I actually just snagged one of the TRX4M brushless motors for this. So hold on, let me take the sweatshirt off. It's starting to get warm. And no one wants to see a fat kid sweat. There we go. These sweatshirts are a lot warmer than I thought they were gonna be. They're nice and thick. That's what she said, but I know, sometimes I just can't help it. All right. So I realized I didn't get my hands on any bearings. You need the mount? What mount? Yes, sweating. Yes, getting kids sweat either. Yeah, I feel you on that one. Yeah, you know, you do what you got to do. So I thought I didn't realize I had Lizard Pros, so I accidentally, well, whatever. I pulled the Avatar receiver and Lizard Pro out of this so I can run 3S in this. And then I walked out to my display case and guess what I saw? 2 Lizard Pros. So I have 2 3S Lizard Pro ESCs out there. And I have the ones for the AX24s and I don't know what they are, if they're micro Komodo mount. Yeah, I should have. For the SCX24 stuff, yeah. I believe I have those. I have the one that goes off to the side and then the regular one. No, I think I just have the one that goes off to the side, which is for the micro, and I think the other one's for the bigger motor. The whatever the big motor that no one uses anymore is. So yeah, anyway, this poor guy might be losing his drive shafts for this build. I don't need his wheels and tires, and I don't need his motor, transmission, so he might be safe. I'm not going to use a servo, so this might go back to a FuryTech brushed ESC, which is what I had in here, so I got to reprogram this FuryTech ESC for this one. Then we're going to be racing. I wish we were racing these. I wish the guys would jump on there and get in on the Mini Z Semi stuff. We do have the big track back there. I don't know if you guys have popped over to our Facebook group if you're not on our Facebook page for the hobby shop. But yeah, so giggity. I guess enough chat because I am slowly going to be changing out these brass bushings for bearings, and I didn't have a TRX4M bearing kit, so I had to use an SCX24 bearing kit because I see some of those bearings are going to work for this crossover. And I'll just be doing this live, guys, until I get a bunch of people in, if I do. I know it's rainy outside, so I might get a ton of guys come in looking for parts and pieces. If I do, I will probably end this for you guys and let you go on with your afternoons. So one way I'm checking to see if these bearings in the SCX24 kit will work or not, and to me it doesn't matter. I'm going to need the bearings eventually for something no matter what. I'm going to mic the bearings, and then I've got bushings from my last TRX4M build that I could probably also mic. So maybe I'll do that. Nice and sunny here in Western New York. Nice, nice. Yeah, it's see, I don't mind the rain. It doesn't bother me. Some people say it kind of puts them in a foul mood or bad mood or whatever. It doesn't bother me. I don't let the weather affect me for some reason. Somehow, it's not because I do anything special. It's just I don't care. My day is going to be my day no matter what I'm doing. So that doesn't really matter too much to me what the weather's got going on. The Samick stuff is going to be nice. Doing that for the rears, doing these guys for the front, doing these for the standoffs. Where's Jeff? Oh, what up, Jeff? What up, dude, man? How's it going, brother? So those for the standoffs. Then I'm going to do these for the shock lowers. If I keep the stock shock bodies on there, the TRX4M shock cups. Don't want to lose my wheel nuts. And then I'm going to do that guy for the servo, the Micro 99. That's ooh, so shiny. Again, shout out to Reefs RC. And then for you guys also just joining, we're doing 1.2 inch wheels on the TRX4M stock tires, the MTA Pros, Mickey Thompson Baja Pro X's. So yeah, you can see they're stuffed in there like a fat donut, which I think is going to give a kind of a cool look to this. Kind of a what do you want to call it, a pavement princess look. So that should be kind of neat. I'm actually going to be lowering it a little bit because I think the TRX4M shocks are 60 or 55, 60 millimeter, 63, whatever. These are 50 millimeter, so these are smaller. These are actually for the AX24. So I don't mind bringing the truck down a little bit lower. And then my plug for my receipt ESC. So all right, let's do some miking, measuring. See what we got to do here with these. I'm not even going to mic these. I'm just going to pull the ones out of my transmission. One of the ways, I don't know how you guys will pull this stuff out, but one of the ways I'll utilize, if I can, is you can use the shaft itself to stick it into the bushing, and then just, let me get this gear off of here, and kind of wiggle that out. Anybody going to be interested in the Gen 8s? Nope. The, sorry guys, one track mind. In the nope. Dang it, man, I am losing it. So wiggle that back and forth to get that small bearing out. The Ascent 18s, how many guys are going to be interested in those? Again, like I said, I've got a bunch of stuff. What up, Radioactive? I don't know, I've never seen that. Osborne, what's going on, dude? Anybody going to be interested? Local, sorry. I'll ship too, so if you guys want the CR18 or the, man, I am lost today. Too much coffee, I think. The Ascent 18 trucks. Anyone going to be interested in those, even if you need them shipped to you? Let me know, and I can get those out in the mail to you. It's funny. I forgot that these 1.2 inch tires are not going to fit the 1.0 inch wheel, but I was going to try anyway because I forgot what I was doing. All right, I might have to do a light kit for this thing. This body is pretty sweet. I went and picked it up today, thinking because I have a bunch of red aluminum like shock towers and chassis braces and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to throw all that red in here. I've got red aluminum shock bodies and a bunch of cool stuff. The Ascent 18s are $99.99 right now. They're only doing this for a promotional period. I don't know how long it's supposed to end. I'll see in my paperwork when I get it. A little while before you can buy anything. Oh, that sucks, Chris. Bah, don't worry, man. Times will get better. Easy enough. That shouldn't be too hard. Just a matter of waiting. I know how that goes. It goes like that for all of us sometimes. Do I have the gray one now? No, I should have them all Tuesday. So the CR18s, nope. The Ascent 18s should be here Tuesday, whenever FedEx pulls up. So I'll have those guys in stock. Maybe I'll put this back here so you guys can see what I'm working on, if that means anything to anybody. Take care. All right, now let's check bearings. So we pulled some SCX24 bearing kit out. And okay, cool. Got an inner diameter that works and an outer diameter. Ooh, that's gonna be, man, I think it's gonna be, no, she dropped in there. So if you can't find the TRX4M bearing kits, then use the SCX24 bearing kits. Potentially just for the transmission should work. I don't know if our diff bearings are gonna work. I also have a set of CR18 bearings that I might crack open and see about snagging the bearings out of for the diffs. But yeah, I've got the transmission bearings coming for the Ascent 18s. I've got the metal ones, and I tried to get extra batteries, but my rep told me that they burned through the batteries pretty much as soon as they got them in stock. So anyone looking for those 750, 700 milliamp, whatever they are, batteries, you're SOL for right now. That doesn't mean you won't be able to get your hands on them down the line. That just means right now they're out of them. I'm trying to figure out if I want to build a TRX4M adapter and just use the TRX4M batteries. Otherwise, I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not using any of the TRX4M electronics. So the servo, the ESC, the motor, all that stuff is gone. And of course, this is going to be a pain in my ear now that I'm working on this way. And my scissors are magnetized, just not the way I need them to be. So is it raining where you guys are at? What up? Parks and Rec. Oh, nice, I like it. Welcome, first time here. This is only like my second or third ever YouTube live. So don't feel bad, it's your first time here, it's only my third, and this is me doing it. So I'm just not very technologically advanced. So usually I leave this stuff to the guys that know what they're doing and can do a far better job. But I got bored, figured I was going to be building this TRX4M, so why not do it until a customer comes in live? And we'll see how that goes. You know what's funny is I also forgot which way these gears come out of this transmission. So this is only my second ever TRX4M complete disassembly to replace the bearings in the transmission. So we'll see if I remember how to put it back together. I should. It was pretty easy. I've got another truck I can take apart should I lose my way. What do we got here? I got an awkward customer. I'll be right back. He looks like he's lost. I'll be right back, guys. Enjoy the show. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm coming back. What up? Sorry, guys. I just wanted to, Jason's RC, they might look familiar. Hopefully, is he, Austin, is he going over there tonight? Are we doing the thing? I'm hoping to have this done by tonight so I can go with this truck. Is he going to have it? Outdoor crawling spots, yes. There is, you can go to Ada Bridge. That's not GR, that's Ada. You can go, you can go, I hate to give you guys, some of you guys, our beloved crawling spots, but you can go to Kenosha Park, which is really cool. Okay, so Austin, or Jason's on tonight, cool. But yeah, you can go to Riverside Park, that's really cool. That's a great place to crawl. You can go to Millennium Park, guys crawl there in Grand Rapids. Doing a driver's meeting comp tonight. Yeah, I know he's doing a comp tonight. I don't want to participate in the comp, but I figure he's going to do the comp until, or start at, I thought he said at 6. So if he's doing the comp, I can hang out and, you know, check stuff out. I don't want to do the comp thing. I gave that up a while back. It's bad for my blood pressure. Just kidding. But yeah, I don't have anything. I don't have a stock deadbolt. I think that's what he was looking for guys to do, and everyone's driving the same one. I've got trucks that I want to kind of test and tune, so I might dick around on one of his little side tables that isn't being used or something. Come on, there we go. I don't know why Traxxas put bushings in these trucks. That is probably the dumbest thing that they could have done. And you know what's funny is, I think Traxxas is actually, in my opinion, you guys tell me what you think in the comments or in the chat. Traxxas, I feel like, has yet again set the bar in crawling. Yeah, that's what I figured, using his truck. Yeah. Traxxas, I feel, has yet again set the bar with the crawler world scale size. Not that the SCX24 trucks aren't awesome, because they are. They're really cool. But I feel like Traxxas has yet again stuck their nose in the air to Axial and said, oh, your people like mini crawlers? Well, guess what? No one likes the size of the hardware. No one likes the size of the whatever. So we're going to make one that's just a little bit bigger, so people will actually want to drive our trucks more often than yours. I always laugh at that. I feel like Traxxas, like they did it with the TRX4. Even though the TRX4 was not a competition truck, no one can deny it's a phenomenal trail truck. Beyond phenomenal. Right, well, as long as you ditch the electronics. TRX4 is, yeah, it's a beast of a truck. And the only reason I have beef with their electronics is I don't know if you guys can see, the X-Max and the XRT back there. I've got TRX4s, I've got Summits, I've got a Mini Revo, I've got TRX4Ms. This is now my second one. But I'm just not a real big fan of their electronics. I feel like their servos are underpowered. I feel like their ESCs are not programmable, and that might make them a little bit better if they were, but they're not. So poop on that. Messed up on the one that will be used for my next project, the bug. What, Jeff? You already chopped up your deadbolt you just picked up for me the other day? Yeah, their electronics are pretty bad. I wish they weren't. I mean, really and truly. Well, like my XRT that I've got the Max 5 in there, Max 5 ESC, the Hobby Wing one. And I really like the Max 5 stuff, the Hobby Wing stuff, rather, sorry, excuse me. But I'm just not a fan of their ESCs. I'm not a fan of their plastic geared mini servos. I mean, come on, guys, you can throw some metal in there. Everyone else does. So I don't know. But Jeff, Jeff, I can't believe you already carved up that truck. You just got it. What, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, something like that? Anybody keep these things? I feel so guilty throwing them away, but otherwise I've got so many. Maybe. No, you did. Don't feel bad. I just bought this truck today. Come here, and the first thing I did was stripped all the electronics out of it and the wheels and tires off of it. James! Oh, they don't support the community either. I don't think it's so much that they don't support the community. When you get that big, you don't have to care. And if Traxxas, anybody from Traxxas is watching this, I'm sure you aren't paid to feel this way, but I feel like it's the truth. I don't think they don't care. I think they're just, their hands are in so many pots that, yeah. I mean, I don't know where'd I put it? I just had it. I literally, Reefs RC, Fury Tech, Hobby Wing. That's all been kind of my stuff. Axial, yeah, Axial does. Well, I think Traxxas is just so big. Like I said, they're in the 1-to-1 scale, drag racing, short course trucks, all the real stuff. So they don't have to care. I mean, they're going to make money no matter what. I hate to be, like that, but that's the truth. They're going to make money no matter what the community does. They've already rose above and beyond what we're doing for, or they were doing for RC. RC has already kind of been overshot. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if I was wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. But I got another question for you guys, and I know it's probably a ridiculous question, but do you guys thread lock your motor screws into your minis? I'm on the fence about that because it's such a small screw that getting a torch in there is obviously not going to happen, but getting a soldering iron tip is a bit scary. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I've done it before. I've done it with builds, but I don't like doing it. God, I like this stuff. This Fury Tech stuff is so nice. Wonder if I got a community strike or whatever for my music that you probably can't hear. Maybe you can hear it. Just not my bag, baby. Yeah. That's fair. I understand it completely. I love that Fury Tech gives you this tiny little Allen screw in case you want to change your pinion gear on there. I am not going to try and use an Allen screw that small. That's useless. That's pointless too. All right, let's put our trans back together. Now, here's another question for you guys. Do you guys grease your TRX4M transmissions or your mini transmissions? Do you use grease when you're assembling these things? Or do you just, I'm going to say this and sound real stupid, but raw dog it, just leave it dry? I personally have always thrown a little bit of grease in my transmissions, just because I don't like to run them dry if I can help it. Now, see, this is what I was talking about. I'm already screwing up and I don't know what gear goes where. Anyone know if they make metal gears for these trucks? All right, what are we doing? Nope, not the gear I need. Did I put the wrong gear in the wrong place? You grease them? Okay. Yeah, Loctite's good, but purple, 222 Loctite? I don't think I've heard of that. I usually use the blue stuff on everything, and blue stuff so far has been okay. Why is my gear not going back in? Oh boy. Anyone want to buy a used TRX4M? Just kidding. I need that gear to go down there, do I? Am I doing? Is that what I'm doing? Oh, duh. So I had the right gear in there. What am I doing now? I'm going to put this gear in here. The nice thing is with these little stupid transmissions is the gears are so small and so easy to work with. They only go in one way. Not as tight as a blue. Interesting. I have not used any Loctite in my transmission. Oh. In my motor mount screws like I normally do. And I am going to, just for safe argument's sake, no, you know what? I'm going to get fancy because I don't ever use this stuff. I'm going to use some of my grease. I don't ever use this stuff. Well, let's see if someone's used it. I haven't used it. Let's use some of this Vanquish grease on our gear set. And okay. Of course, didn't bring a rag. That's at the bottom of it. Your workbench chair is for, is it not? All right, so we've got bearings in here now. And what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Worried me for a second there. All right. And if you've done this before, you already know what I'm doing, what I did wrong. But yay, there we go. She spins free. She's greased. Smooth as butter. I don't know if I'm going to grease these diffs in this truck, though. I probably will. Wipe it off on the pants. I would, but I have light colored khakis on, and I mean, I get tattoo ink on them, so really, what does a little grease matter, I suppose, you know, in that regard. All right, not my 0.50, my 1.5 to put this thing back together. Did I keep the right screws separate? This is going to be a cool little truck. Usually I'll wipe it off on a paper towel, but I, like a genius, did not grab any paper towels to bring over here with me to my little work area there in the other room next to my microwave. So there we go. Smooth as butter. This should be, I'm hoping, obviously in video's time's sake, not a very fast build, but for me, a very fast build because I've got most of the parts here. The only thing I'm going to be required to utilize is time to put this together because I don't have all of my parts. I'm going to have to put an order in tonight for brass links, brass diff covers, maybe aluminum or brass for the chassis braces and shock towers if I can get them. I don't know if you can. For the TRX4M, usually I'll pull in all my stuff from A-Main, and then I order extra for you guys that need it, that come here looking for stuff. So okay, our transmission is done. Let's put our stupid little hideous drive shafts back on. I would think these would be, even though they've got that D-ish shape in there, there's no flat spots on these axles. Is there? There is on that. Oh, they're up. Stand corrected. Never mind. I'm talking smack that I don't need to. Okay. Are these the same size? They are. Cool. So I wonder why Traxxas went to 1.5 over the 0.50s. Anybody out there have any idea why Traxxas went 1.5 instead of 0.50? Do you think they just watched everybody in the SCX24 community complain about the 0.50 tools and 0.50 hardware, that they're like, you know what, we're going to go 1.5. It's a lot more standardized. There's more guys using that tool. They're not going to have to go out and buy a whole new tool set to build our trucks, to work on our trucks. All right. Cool. Let's put this back in there. What way does this stupid motor go? To the front? To the back? I don't remember. To the front. To the front, to the front. No issue with the SCX20. Well, I know, and a lot of guys don't, but there are a few of us geezers that have a hard time seeing some of the hardware. I don't mind working on it, because to me it's the same as working on one of these guys. I mean, they have Phillips heads and they only have about 16 screws per car-ish. Maybe it's 24, I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of issue with the hardware, but some of the guys over the years, you know, not all of us have had pampered jobs like me, where I've been a tattoo artist my whole career and had, you know, been able to keep baby soft hands. I'm totally in touch with the fact that I've had a very pampered work life because I learned a skill that didn't require me busting my knuckles, and I ain't ashamed of it. But therefore, I can feel the hardware in my fingers, and I think that's a lot of guys' major complaint is they just can't feel the hardware in their hands. But insert joke there. But which understandably so. I don't know. I just don't have an issue with it. I know. I utilize my tools in an odd way, but whatever, it works. Now, as far as the what was I going to say? Battery tray. I've used the stock battery tray for electronics before, and that worked out pretty well for the FuryTech stuff because it's so small. The FuryTech stuff you can, like this, I've got the ESC and the receiver all where the old ESC used to be, just two-sided taped in there. And I just realized by accident the on-off switch is facing out, so that will make it kind of nice. But I don't normally worry about where I'm going to put my battery until it's the last thing in line, and then I'm like, oh crap, I didn't put that in where I needed to. You guys ever do that when you're building stuff? Get it almost all the way completed, wrapped up. You're like, yeah, this truck's going to be so sweet, it's almost done, and then you're like, oh yeah, I've got to power this thing, and in some cases also, I need a receiver. Crap, where am I going to put that? I have done that more times than I can count. So, all right, we got bearings in our transmission. We've got the brushless motor in our transmission. And I'm debating on if our wires are going to be long enough to reach from our ESC to our, oh, just barely. I've got a jumper though, so I'm probably going to put a jumper in here, and then I'll just, because it's going to be so long and I like to tuck my wires away, I'll probably zip tie my wires to the frame, run them along the frame, and then dip them in there to my ESC. I should have Kevin come down here too and do a build with me. Sit down next to me in the chair. We'll share parts and dig into a bin of crap that I have. All right, what do we do now? The easy thing. Let's bolt on A. Let's change these hexes out. And then on top of, ooh, almost lost that little pin. Did you guys see that thing take off? Let's take our bushing out of there and mic it and see what size it is. And then we can see if I have a bearing for it. And if I don't have a bearing, I'll put the bushing back in it, but I will put my brass on there that I've got sitting off to the side here. If you guys don't have these little silicone trays, I've got them in stock. If you're local and you want to come get one, or if you want one shipped to you, let me know. But I've got 2 of them. I use them for all my little trucks, little cars. And they're nice because if you drop a screw, they stay usually right in there. So you ain't got to worry about that thing hitting a piece of wood on your workbench and gone. That's also why I use a mat on here as well. Oh, looky there. The bushing came out. Let's check it. For those of you that already know, this is a 6.9 7 mil outer, and this is a 3.3 or 3 mil inner. So bearings, do we have a bearing that's the same size? I've got some bearings in there for our Kyosho Mini Z stuff, and it looks like I have those right here. Are you the bearing I need? Are you the droid I'm looking for? So what is our outer dimension on this? 6.9. And our inner is 3.3. Looky there. I got lucky. Let's see if we've got 2. I bet we've got 2. You look like a likely candidate. Put that one down. 6.90. 3.3. Now, am I the only one that uses these when I'm building, or do you guys, our guys live? Oh yeah, tonight with Jason's RC. Yeah, That live's usually pretty good. Pretty funny. Bunch of guys doing a bunch of silly stuff with a bunch of tiny trucks. Looky there, I accidentally have bearings, accidentally on purpose, I bought my SCX24 bearing kit, is working for this so far. Oh man, like butter, okay. There we go, that's an SCX24 bearing from the bearing kit that's worked so far. That is 6 in the trans, there'll be 2 in the rear axles. So there's all that stuff. Oh boy, tiny hardware, here it comes. I already dropped 2 on the table. Ooh, these are heavy. They say how weighted they are? 48 grams. I wonder if that's 48 grams both or each. It doesn't say, it just says Samex. Hear that? Sounds pretty heavy. Kev's is at 7, Jay's is at 10. Yeah, yep. I'm looking forward to hopefully having this truck done and going out there. We'll see. I potentially will be bringing a buddy with me as well who wants to come and ride. I don't know if he's riding with me or if he's going to drive separate, but he's going to come out there as well tonight. He has the L.C 80. So from FMS, I think it is. All right, little lost Chinese lady thinks this is an animal thing. I'll be right back, guys. Again, talks amongst yourself. Hello. Coming back, guys. All right, which one of you guys let your grandma wander in here looking for puzzles? I had to send her to Ryder's or Hobby Lobby or Michael's, which was very cute. She was a cute little old lady looking for puzzles. She told me about a store, briefly, obviously, called Out of the Box that used to be potentially in Grand Rapids and moved back to their parent store in Zeeland, I think she said. Not sure. If you guys are into puzzles, you guys would be able to obviously tell me more information about that than I will ever have, because I just don't hunt puzzles. My wife wants me to do puzzles with her all the time, and I just can't do it. My problem is probably I can't sit still unless I'm working on artwork, working on a video game, working on something where my mind's moving. All right. So we'll do this little brass. Austin, how late rather do you think the comp thing is going to happen tonight? If you had to guess. because I don't know how late I want to be running around. This old guy stuff, man. I was in bed last night by like 12:30. Sleeping by 12:30. It was downright disgusting considering I'm a biker tattoo artist that gets in bed at 10 o'clock and is sleeping by the time everyone else is wandering around, up and wandering the streets. Of course, I guess that's why I don't have to deal with drama anymore. And I don't have to worry about the police knocking on my door. Where were you last night? We had a drunk guy in a Harley do 110 down this road. Looks just like yours. Wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. 7 and 8? 7 to 8? Oh, ending at 7 or 8. Okay. Yeah, because I won't be getting out of here until, I think usually the Mini Z guys were done racing at about, man, I'm going to strain a guess here and say 8:30 maybe. And I know Kevin will start at 7. He's starting the comp, I think he said at 6, if I'm remembering correctly what his live stream said. Not live stream. Was it live stream? No, not live stream. Well, maybe he said it on his live stream. But what he said, at least on his, oh my God, brain fart. On his little video, or his quick video he did the other day, telling people what truck they're running. I don't think anyone, he sounded like he was worried about people being upset with it. I don't think anyone will be upset with it. I don't mind running a truck if it's like everyone's running the same truck because it's going to be set up for the competition. Look at that, those little brass. Are these 7 millimeters, 1.5 grams? I wonder, again, if that's each or all of them. I think that's going to be each. So if that's each, I didn't need to do that. That should give me a nice little bit of weight in the wheels, along with the brass I already have, along with the brass wheels I'm going to be putting on. So the stock hexes can go over there for now. Can we get this pin in there? Not with these fat fingers, I can't. Watch me drop this. That's why let's do this really close with tweezers to the axle shaft and see if we can get it in there. Come on. Yes. I'm gonna be so mad if it just falls right out. There we go. So here we go. A 7 millimeter offset at 1.5 millimeter grams. And then, this is the wrong direction, so don't hate me for this, but, and then we're running that tire. So the Mias 1.2 in a 1.0 inch tire. And I've still got to swap out 3 more of those. Let's put our screws on here so we don't have to worry about these coming out and me not catching that one of these pins hit the floor. This is a good thing to do when you're building. Put stuff kind of back, semi-back together. See, now that hex won't come out and drop that pin until I get the wheels on there. So I guess this is kind of, for some guys, an instructional video. I'm sure not everyone. Most of us SCX24 and CR and 18th scale guys are, you guys I'm sure heard that thing hit the floor or hit the table. Very much in tune with the fact of and how you have to do this stuff is very cautiously. I've had a lot of coffee, so I am shaking like Don Knotts. Normally I'm not this shaky. Come on, get in there. Oh, very nice. And I like the fact that Axial has kind of changed the hardware and tools you need for these trucks to 5 mil and 1.5 over the 050 and 4 mil, like the SCX24 stuff. It's going to be curious getting this, trying to get this servo mount out of here with the axle still on the truck. Should I tear the thing apart? No one has a stock truck, so I like that he is supplying. Yeah, that is pretty cool. I've done that here with the 10 scale when I used to have the crawler course here. We had everybody mostly on a gentleman's comp night where you used to be able to come in and drive for money, win money every night. We used to do or had an SCX 10-2 that I built that was primarily a stock truck. It had crappy tire on purpose. It had crappy tires on it. It was a Jeep Rubicon 10 scale, and it had a full metal cage over the top, and it had full metal bumpers front and rear. It was ridiculous. The truck was weighed wrong, didn't have any brass on it, and it was a nightmare to drive, and it was fun because everyone had to drive the same truck, and we're driving for money. So my pots used to be 60%, so it was $10 a driver. You could run as many times as you wanted to run, so guys would run usually 2 or 3 times, mostly 2 times, so they get a better score. I'd set the course up, or the guys would set the course up. And then when they'd set the course up, usually the first guy to run would, obviously get a shit score. Then he'd come back and he'd run again. But guys would end up running. I mean, we'd get started with that the comp would start at, what time? I think it was 6 o'clock. We'd start the comp at 6, and that wouldn't end until 9 or 10 o'clock at night. But the more guys ran, the bigger the pot got. And we'd minimally have 7 or 8 guys. So the pot would minimally be $70 or $80. And then as guys would run more and more and more throughout the night, and more guys started coming, we had one pot that got progressive. I think it was over $280 some guy walked out of here with. That comp that we were doing, the comp series, or not series, I don't know if that was a Wednesday night. I'd have to ask Cody. He was the one that won it. But we had one guy that walked out of here with $280. Oh, anyway, sorry. First place got 60% of whatever the pot was. Second place got 20%, 10%, 10% of the pot. No, it was 60, 20, and 10, and then the hobby shop kept 10 for hosting the event. So yeah, guys would come out of here sometimes with some pretty good coin. All right, are we gonna get, yay. Uh-oh. Now my question is, do I want to change these out for a set of CVDs I've got up front? So what are you guys working on? Anybody working on anything cool? I wouldn't say no one has a stock truck, Austin. I'm sure there's guys out there with stock trucks. Ooh, that's a weird bearing size right there. So the inner I might have. The inner I might have. The outer I don't think, or the outer I might have, sorry. The inner I don't think I'm gonna have. That's an awful weird looking bearing. Let's get it out of here and see what our measurements are. Okay, so we're measuring a 6.9 outer diameter and a 3.3 inner. So it's the same bearing as last time for the outer knuckle bearing. I think I have 2 of those actually. So we might have an outer match in my, I think SCX24 kit, I don't remember where because I've got multiple bearings in there with my Mini Z stuff. So all right, let's see, do we have it? 6.9 and 3.3. Woo, I got lucky. I don't think I'm gonna get lucky for this inner bearing or inner race. I think I'm screwed for that one. So let's just go ahead and take both of our knuckles off for now. So who's excited about this new Ascent 18 truck? I think it's going to be a pretty slick little setup, like the CR18 Pros. Oh, apparently one of the places I was getting the CR18s from was not supposed to be selling them, but they were anyway. And I won't even bother saying because there's no point. So now my price on those has gone back to what everyone else pays, and then now with that, I can get them from Fury Tech direct. So I have a direct account with Fury Tech, so I can get you guys the CR18s and CR18 Pros if you're looking for them. Just give me a holler on which one you want. I don't have any in stock right now. They all flew out of here pretty quick the day I got them in, or the week I got them in. I just haven't ordered any just for no reason. Usually I try and order stuff as I sell, just because I like to have stuff on the wall. Why did I put those bearings? I'm sure someone else was just asking themselves that same question. Put the bearings in the ones that I'm not putting back on the truck. Instead of the brass ones, I should have put them in. Wow, dude. All right, let's mic this inner race and see what size that is. I'm sure some of you guys that caught it were probably like, why is he putting the bearing in the one that's not going back on the truck? And I didn't even think about that. So outer diameter is 11.9 aka 12. Inner diameter is 7.9 aka 8. Ooh, that's going to be a tough one. Let me get my bearings out of my parts kit to see what I might have. But first, what are those? So there's a bearing right here in this little axle. I get this bearing out. I think this bearing is going to be the same size in the axle housing as the ones I've taken out of the knuckles. So outer diameter on that one is 5.86 aka 6, and inner diameter is 2.8 aka 3. That's an interesting one there. Let's see what we got in the Mini Z stuff. I see 2 of them sitting here that look like likely candidates. So let's see. 5.9. Dang it, that's 6 mil. That's definitely not it. What are you, little gentlemen? The wrong inner diameter. I already know it. Uh-oh. Might run out of bearings. So all that hoity-toity talk of me utilizing the SCX24 bearings might have just gone out the window. Where are these guys? 6 by 2.7. Okay, so the inner diameter is okay, right? The inner diameter, but the outer diameter is off, right? 5.9. What's this guy? 5.9. Oh, no, it's the same. Woohoo! All right, so let's put this guy in that hole. Okay, it works. That's what she said. Put the axle in there. Okay, cool. So the SCX24 bearings have not failed me yet. I haven't done the pinion shaft bearing or the differential gear bearings. So far so good. This drag link is going to get replaced with an aluminum one as well. I just gotta dig it out. Oh, getting old sucks. I do not recommend. As I'm sure most of us old guys can attest to, you younger folks. Do everything you can while you're flexible and able to heal from it like Wolverine, because once you get older, the bounce back ain't there anymore, boys. Use a pick to get that guy out. Might have to reuse that race. Really? Man, that sucks. I do not want to reuse that race. I don't want to take this apart again is what it is. All right, I'm going to get into my bigger bearing set. So give me 1 second. It's right behind me. Thought you guys might find this interesting or funny. So years ago, I was on, back before Marketplace was a thing, I was on Facebook, nope, I was on Craigslist looking for people to buy out their collections. And a lot of people had old, mostly broken, not very good shaped vintage RC stuff. And while they wanted an arm and a leg for it, most of the times I said, oh, you know what? The stuff you got that's functional, I'm not going to buy that from you. Give me all your broken stuff. All your broken chassis, all your, whatever, cars and trucks and planes and boats and whatever it was that was broken. And they were like, why do you want that stuff? I'm like, I'll just see if I can fix it. And most of the stuff, if I was talking to someone who knew what they were talking about, they knew it wasn't fixable, but would lead me to walking away with bearings when I would get those cars home and start stripping them. Bearings, screws. I mean, I would end up with piles of stuff. So you guys out there that are on Facebook Marketplace looking for people to sell RC cars, parts and pieces, ask them if they got some old broken stuff they'll sell you. Oh, I got one. Oh, I got two. So yeah, that's a good way for you guys that are in this RC community to end up with a bunch of spare parts, That's kind of how I started this hobby shop, was a lot of spare parts that I had just kicking around. Like I had brand new in the box stuff that I would sell people that would be like, oh man, that was discontinued, Vanquish wheels, Vanquish axle housings, whatever it was. Oh, that was, I pay, 50, 100, 80 bucks for it, whatever it is. And then I'd sell it for that plus, 50 bucks, 30 bucks, 20 bucks. So good way to fund your RC hobby. Don't get me wrong, I still love buying new. I just went into Traxxas Hobbies today and I bought this truck from Craig, just because I can't get Traxxas stuff, for those wondering where I get Traxxas stuff. Raffle. I think I'm at 12 or 15 tickets sold. Yes, Dan, heat is on in the Mini Z room. I turned that on as soon as I got here, and I got here this morning. I'm sorry, I'm just catching this. I've been more. Heat has been on since I got here at 75 degrees, so it's warm back there. I had my sweatshirt on when I got here, started this video, and it is off now, and I've been on for 68 minutes. Okay, 1091 is this outer diameter for my bearing I have. 12. Damn it. It's too small. What's this guy, though? This guy's 12. This guy looks like the right size. Are you the right size or aren't you? Oh, I don't want to try and jam that in there, because like I do. If I try and jam that bearing in there and it only goes halfway and then goes sideways, getting it out is not going to happen. Unless I like the aluminum companies that build aluminum parts that drill a hole. You can put a pick in and kind of push the bearing out. Can't believe people aren't jumping on that raffle. Dude, who are you telling? That's an $800 truck with the Avatar radio and all the parts I've got into it. Reef Servo is not yet in it. I'll probably be installing it before I give it away to somebody. Or I'll just give it to them with the servo that's in it and give them the Reefs RC servo, and they can put it in when they want to. It might save me some time in dealing with it. But yes, I can't believe it, that raffle hasn't gone either. But that's been how my last few raffles actually have gone. It's been a really hard sell for some people. One of the trucks I gave away, the SEX6, I think that raffle took entirely longer than it should have. I've given away a few $1,000+ Vanquish trucks. Again, those raffles took entirely longer than they should have. I don't know what it is with raffles, because the guys that win them, surprisingly enough, the guys that win these trucks, they have 40 bucks to 150 bucks in, or 160, whatever it is. A guy named Bobby, he won a couple, actually I think he's won 2 or 3 Vanquish trucks. And each time he might have had $120 in raffle tickets in. A gentleman named Kurt Vugdeveen, he had 40 bucks in and won the RC 4-wheel drive Blazer, K5 Blazer, that later I ended up buying back from him. Oh, and that's going to be the thing too with this one. I like this truck. I don't want to see it leave the shop. So whoever wins it, I'm going to tell them when I give it to them that if they would like to work a deal out on selling it back to me, I will give you cash. I will not give you the $800 that I put into it, but I will give you cash. I will AKA buy it from you. So You can use that money towards hobby grades, hobby shop stuff. You can use that money towards whatever you would like, or you can take the truck. I mean, I'm not, obviously, if someone wants the truck, they can take the truck. Dang it, that one bearing I thought worked, doesn't work. But I know which bin it came out of. It came out of this bin. Let me put that one back so I forget that I've already looked at it. All right, what did we say these races outer diameters were? 12 by 8. And these are 11. So these are millimeter too small. Both of them? Yep, 11. So let's not put those back. All right, now we got to pick through here. Because these bearings are in no particular order, that would have just been smart to do. That's definitely not it. Dan, when are you planning on coming down? Did you have any time frame? I'm sure you're not working today if you're not already on the way. What is this guy? This doesn't look close. 9. It's not even close. No Dan? Dan Baldus, you just disappeared on me? Typical Dan, he just comes in and makes mention of what's going on and then bounces. All right, we got 12 by 8. Woohoo! I think I found one. Let's put these guys back in there. So far I haven't, yes I did. I had to buy a bearing kit. I had to use the SEX24 one. Let's put that guy back there. Let's put this one inside of, on this axle shaft here. All right, she slid on. Nice and snug. Oh, looky there, we've got bearings and brass. Let me pull my box down of spare parts and see if I have an aluminum link, like I think I do. Is it not in here? See, these are all the red parts that are going to end up going with the raffle TRX4M. Stuff I didn't use, and then the Jeep body and hood, or hood and grill. If you guys would like that. So I don't know if I have another drag link. Let me look in my now overflowing 2418 scale box. I don't know if you guys can see this. Nope, you can't. But this box here, I didn't have this much 24 scale, 18 scale stuff. So I literally had to go and buy 2 toolboxes just for parts and pieces. So let's see if I have a drag link in here for a TRX4. I thought I had a black metal one. Well, I just made a mess, so if I do, I'm not going to find it. Of course. Nope. No metal drag link. I must have used it on one of those Mias builds. Oh, and if you guys haven't built one of those Mias build trucks, get one. They're cool. I was going to, oh, looky there. I spoke too soon. There's one right there. I was going to talk to them about becoming a Mias rep or dealer for their products, and they didn't have enough product in the area to provide for me. I'll be right back. I gotta grab this phone. Talk amongst yourselves. Hello? No, they hung up on me, whoever you are. Maybe they got the wrong phone number. Let's put the phone right here so it'll be nice and annoying when they call me back. Asking me if I sell Traxxas. Do you sell Traxxas? Nope, I sell aftermarket parts. Oh, but you don't sell Traxxas? Nope. Okay. Okay. Well, So, do we want our drag link bar? What side do these go on? Does a bar go low or does a bar go high? Oh, look at that. They even put holes in there. So if we get this brass kit, we can put this on the front diff. So I bet SSD, nope, Samix, who is, I think this is, they have a little letter on them. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is an R and an L on these. So I could put this on the right side. Anyway, so you can put their extra weights on there. That's cool. All right, let's put our king pins back in. And for those of you that don't know, they're shoulder screws because they have a shoulder on them, or they're called king pins. Now these I would normally thread lock, but again, because they're so small, I don't think I'm going to thread lock them. I can already tell I probably should. Excuse me. I'll put them on and I'll snug them and we'll call it a day. We'll set ourselves up essentially for future failure, which is what you should never do. You should never do what I'm doing. You should just thread lock them the first time and be done with it. And I need some sand. Oh, you're working till 5. Do I need some sand? No. I don't want any more dirt in this building of any kind. I've already got it all the way. I still get sand and dirt in here when we're back there, or if them doors are open. Even if them doors are closed, I'm getting dirt back there. Or all over here. Coffee. Okay, now we got to pop this out. Let's do it how we did it last time with the axle shaft. Look how easy that comes out. All right, now you guys remember what size bearing we need? 6 by 275, so 6 by 3. Let's see. All right, I had someone come in. I'll be right back again. Austin, what are you doing? That's a gentleman that was just in here. Awesome RC. Sorry, I'm going to screw this up. Awesome RC Creations is here. I'll be right back. What up, dude? Ta-da! That's the same number. Crawler Space RC. No, we don't carry any Traxxas parts. No, just the aftermarket stuff for the 10 scale crawlers. Arma, Axial, Red Cat. Yep, you got it. Bye. That was the same gentleman that hung up on me earlier. Love it when people do that. Okay, so let's get back to it. That bearing's replaced. Kevin, Sliding Sideways RC, check out his channel, has always told me I should do a live build video. So that's the only reason I'm doing this nonsense, because I let him talk me into it. So far, so good though. Getting this thing up and running is going to be tricky. Snug that guy in. So yeah, we'll kill this. 83 minutes already, 2 o'clock. On a rainy, crappy Friday. The other thing is, with the Reefs RC servos, I don't know if a lot of you guys are hip on it or not, I'm sure you are. You've got to change where the servo horn meets the drag link. There's a lot of space there. I'm gonna turn mine to face the chassis and see if that helps any. But last time all I did was I just I think I cut the stock servo horn off the end of the stock Traxxas one. And that seemed to work out okay. Uh-oh, first match of parts. Nope. Just tight. Okay, these screws go in from the bottom, I'm gonna guess. Oh, someone just about killed someone out there. And notice I'm not using any Loctite, so you guys will get to see and or hear me complain about that at a later date and time when I drive this truck and it just falls apart because I decided not to use Loctite. So there's our parts we're not using so far, some of them. Not all of them. The electronics are on the other table in a pile. Until I can figure out a way to make an adapter myself for the Traxxas 750 milliamp battery. I like that it's a big battery. I don't like that it is not bad. I don't like that it is, use your words, got the plug that locks you into their charger and stuff. What I end up doing is I make my own adapters for my charger, for my 10 scale chargers. So I'm not using them teeny tiny things. I just don't care for them. All right, battery plug we got to take out of this. And swap that in. So we're not using the SEX24 one. We're going to swap it in the XT30 one. I have so many of these Ziploc bags from these builds that it's ridiculous. I've literally started piling them everywhere. I just end up with more than I need. So if you guys need some mini Ziploc bags, stop down. You can have a pile of them. All right. XT30 plug. Oh, I might need an extension. Because if I put this battery plug back in here, is it going to reach the battery? Yeah, it should. Or we'll find out. We'll probably find out the hard way. Because I've got extensions for this. So let's actually put our battery tray back in now, because I have no reason why I wouldn't. These are the box head screws that I need, probably. Okay. Well, and I've had people before ask me, they're like, hey, do you use power tools when you work on your RC stuff? 10 scale stuff, 5th scale, 6th scale. I'll use my Makita Impact when I'm building. and that one's usually, I turn the ratchet high so it starts to skip as soon as that bolt gets hard to turn. Not always though. All right, so here is our aluminum servo mount. Does it mount different? It does mount different. Look at those little ears. They mount to the back of the diff, as well as the one screw there. No wonder these are so much more stable than the plastic. Now let's put our hexes on though, because we've been moving right along with that stuff. Come on. I gotta say, as much of a fan as I am of RC and crawling in general, I've become quite the fan of this little stuff as of late. Because it's been kind of fun just tinkering with truck after truck after truck, and it's not, obviously like everyone else has had the experience, it's not that expensive. It's pretty easy to upgrade these things without breaking without having to donate plasma to do so. I apologize if I offended anyone that donates plasma. That's not my intention. Got to cover all bases in this day and age. So yeah, it's kind of funny that, come on, be my friend. Said absolutely not. Anyway, it's kind of funny in this day and age, you got to be as cautious as you are about what you say around certain people. I've had certain people who have made the legit complaint of me being a potty mouth and them being taken aback by the words I've used to describe things and stuff. And I apologize to those people, but sometimes it's too little too late. So, in that regard, I guess, it is what it is, and fuck them. No, I'm just kidding. It's just comical for me to say that. Not business comical, because that's stupid. But I do this hobby shop because I enjoy the hobby, not because I need friends. And I get to meet some really cool people along the way that become friends, which is always cool. I've met, like the gentleman who just left here, Austin. I met him through Kevin, who I met through the hobby shop, who are both really cool guys. And they enjoy the hobby. They enjoy micro RCing. They enjoy building. They enjoy trading, exchanging parts with one another. So that makes it kind of cool. Crawler Space RC. We do. They will be in Tuesday, and all the aftermarket parts for them. I've got 9 of them coming in total, I believe. 9 or 10, I can't remember. Yes, they are for the promotional period. I don't know how long that goes for. I'm sure somebody will tell me. But yeah. Okay, well then, yeah, till May 1st, they'll be $100 each. Yep. But I don't intend on them lasting here very long, so. Okay, yep, that's an option. I'm Tuesday through Saturday, 1 to 7 p.m. All right, awesome, brother. Sounds good. I'll see you then. You got it. Bye. There we go. Somebody prepaying on their Red Cat Ascent. Nope. Yeah, Red Cat 18. Ascent 18. The little truck. You guys know what I'm trying to say. All right, let's take this stupid plastic one off of here. I will cut you off. I don't even care. No, there we go. Now let's put this aluminum one on, but first we have to get the screws out of the back of the diff. I can't say I'm a fan of taking those screws out, but if it makes this all that much more stable for the the servo I'm going to put in, I'm all about it. The stock servo mount is good, but the aftermarket one is a little bit better in aluminum, just because it'll be obviously a lot more rigid, and like we see, It's got those little ears on there. So that should be really cool. I wish I had a brass one of these. I like putting the brass stuff in here more than... What the heck? Oh, I see why I can't use this. Tell me why I can't use this servo mount. Let's hold them both the same direction. No, I can. No, I can't. I cannot use the Mias one. Why can't I use the Mias one? Guess. Somebody guess. Nobody guess? Why I can't use the Mias one over the stock one? Oh, I have a red one, but I don't want to put a red one on this axle. Kev has the motor mount for me. Okay, gotcha. These holes that mount to the axle ears, you don't know, James? Okay, these holes in here that mount to the ears off the axle, to the two pegs, there's no holes in this. There's the hole for the links, there's the hole for the diff, but there's no holes for those ears to go into pegs, and I don't want to cut them off the axle housing. Because if I cut them off the axle, I'll still have 2 points of contact that they'll be mounted. So these holes here might not be necessary. Do I cut the axle housing? I don't know that I really want to. We're cutting the axle housing. Well, first let's do a dry run. So let's see here. Yeah, we're gonna have to cut the, because the Mias axles don't have these ears on them. All right. Oh boy. Good thing I can go over to Traxxas Hobbies and get new axle housing should I need to. Yep, I had to cut them. Dang it. All right, let's get our little screws back in there. Well, nice thing about cutting those, it's such a small little screw, axle housing, that it's going to be a cheap replacement should I need to go and replace these. So like if I decide to go back to or get a different servo mount that has the holes in it, whatever, I'll buy a new axle housing. I'm potentially going to go with a different axle housing anyway, just because I like the brass stuff on here, but who knows? I like the plastic because plastic slides over rocks. So, okay, there, we mounted it on. We cut the tabs off. Have a great Friday evening, Dave. Got to run to the store for some food. Have an awesome stream. Everyone laters. Yes, Jeff, you as well, my brother. Have a great evening. Stay out of trouble and enjoy your food, whatever it is you decide to pick up. I don't know that I meant for this to be a stream. I'm not that cool. But I guess, you know, someone else wanted to see me screw up a TRX4M axle housing. So here we are. Now getting these little stupid tabs in here. Oh, look it. I was starting to talk smack and it lined right up and dropped in there. All right, there's almost one. All right, let's start the screw. Maybe that'll thread its way through that eyelet. I wonder if I'm helping educate anybody on this nonsense, because I know a lot of us little guys in the little RC community are pretty well versed on what you're going to have to do to make especially aftermarket stuff work. Not everybody is, though. Jeff, you coming out to... Jeff's probably already gone. Never mind. I was going to ask him if he was going to come out to Jason's tonight to do any crawling. If he wanted to, he could ride with me, because I'm going to be out later, out of here, and then I'm going to go to Jason's. And I already have one person potentially riding with me. I don't know if he's going to or not. Dean, you on my live feed, live YouTube crap? You going to come, you going to ride with me, or are you going to drive? Just pulled up to Kez. Huh, nice. All right. 902. This is the same guy that asked if I sell Red Cat. Crawler Space RC. Shoot. SCX 18, FCX. Those I don't have in. I can, but I don't. I couldn't give you an honest answer as to when they would show up, just because I have to wait till I build an order. Unfortunately, yes. Shoot. Okay. Okay. You get what you paid for buying RCs on Amazon, unfortunately. Nothing. Usually those trucks are proprietary, unfortunately, so they say just like the Axial, just like this truck and that truck, they are not even close. Yep, they say that to get you to spend your money with them, and then they go, thanks. Yeah, me either. I would save my money. Yeah, for sure. Sorry. You got it. All right, sounds good. See you then. Bye. Yeah, that's one of those notorious, infamous, constant questions I get from people, guys. They're like, hey, I see they sell this truck on Amazon for 50, 60, 70 bucks, and they say it'll work with axial parts. Is that true? No, it's never true. So the guys that end up buying the axial knockoff stuff, and I'm not just trying to say that because I sell axial, because who cares? You can get this stuff anywhere. But the knockoff axial stuff, they have proprietary differential gears usually. They have specific axle shafts. Most of them don't come with, some of them don't come with bearings. They'll come with brass races like this truck did. So I guess even hobby grade stuff can come with crap parts, huh? But you're kind of getting a shaft when you buy that Amazon RTR stuff that says just like Axial, just like Red Cat, just like whoever. And I try and talk people out of it just because I don't want to see you lose your money. I have people come in here all the time that say, hey, I bought this truck off Amazon. Can I get parts for this here? And I look at it, and I've even pulled those trucks apart, pulled transmissions and axles apart to try and put axial stuff in there. The knuckles don't work. The axle shafts don't work because the bearings or races are different sizes. The gears themselves are different sizes. So those don't tend to work. So yeah, you a lot of times end up with a truck that, and true enough, you know, Axial says, or Amazon says you can send it back for free and get another one if you break it. Well, how many times do you want to send this truck back? You know what I mean? How many times do you want to deal with, oh, I got to put it in a box. I got to drive it somewhere. I got to drop it off. I got to, you know, box it up. I've got to spend that interest money that I spent on my credit card to now cover that truck that I bought that I should have just went and bought a hobby shop grade truck or hobby grade truck. And not even for me, whoever, any hobby shop, you know. And not only that, the nice thing about buying stuff that's hobby grade from your local hobby shop is you have people like me that actually do this. Not all of us. I know there's some guys that you'll walk in and you'll start to ask them questions, and they'll look back at you across the counter slack jawed and say, do you have a part number? Or I don't know. And that's, you know, you come in here and you start asking me about boats and helicopters. I don't know. Do you have a part number? But it's not because I don't care. It's not because I don't want to know. It's just because I have no experience with it. Whereas I feel like a lot of the ground scale RC stuff, if you work at a hobby shop, you should have some experience, you know. You should have a little bit. You don't have to have a lot. And you got to figure a lot of these trucks all run the same servos, 10 scale and 8 scale. They all run the same servos. They all run the same motors, the same ESCs, obviously different KVs and variations of the same stuff, but it's not that drastically different. Like I have guys come in here all the time that say, oh, you don't carry Traxxas stuff. Dang, that's too bad. I need a servo. I have a Slash or a Revo or whatever, and I need a servo, so I need the Traxxas servo. And it's like, you don't need a Traxxas servo. You just need a servo. So that's the unfortunate part with some guys that shop online when they, you know, buy the stuff and then they'll come into a hobby shop and, hey, I need help. Those guys definitely aren't going to help you because they don't know the brands that they carry that are on the shelf behind them. But that's the benefits of buying from a hobby shop is, look at that diameter, it's huge. But that's the benefit of buying from a hobby shop is you're going to get somebody that actually knows the product they're selling. You know, like if someone comes in here and even if you ask me about a TRX4M, now I can tell you the high trail is different length than at least the Miest Ripper. I know that much for sure. Make sure my tire direction is going the same way. So if you ask me about the Miest Ripper, I can tell you the Miest Ripper is a different wheelbase than the TRX4M High Trail, because that's what those brass links are for, is the TRX4M Ripper that you buy on Amazon. Plastic or the aluminum one. I don't think you can get the aluminum one anymore anywhere unless you buy the used one or buy one used, buy one that someone's already got. Man, it looks mean, don't it? That 1.2 sucked inside of a 1.0. So yeah, buy local, guys. You know, keep your local parts store or RC shop in business, because it's going to come down to the clutch when you need this part. You're out somewhere running your RC and it breaks. True enough, you can order parts on Amazon for cheaper sometimes. You can order parts on eBay for cheaper sometimes. But when these local hobby shops go out of business, that's why I opened this place, was because 2 of the local hobby shops that were in business that went out of business didn't ever have anything on the shelf that I wanted, or they didn't have enough. Like I go in for wheels. I need 4 wheels. You have 2. And you don't have the ones I want. Okay, well, I'll buy the 2 you have. When are you going to get the other 2 in stock? You don't know. Okay. Oh, I need shocks. I need 4 shocks from, pick a brand, it doesn't matter. Do you have those? Yep, I got shocks, they're over there. Okay, I go over there and I look, and you got 2 90mm Traxxas. You have 2 90mm Traxxas slash big bores. You have 2 of the G-Maids or whatever it may be. It's like, I need 4 if I'm going to build this truck. Okay, I don't want to go online and buy anything, so I'll drive. I've driven from my hobby shop, my town, to hobby shops in Davidson. I still want to go out and check out the one in Ludington. Hell, I went to Sidetracks RC and I bought this. I could have bought this online. I'm not doing that because that's just stupid. So guys don't realize that you put your local business out of business by shopping online. And that's with any hobby shop. Go to any hobby shop that you have in your area and support them, even if it's nothing more than coming in to kind of chit chat with them and pick up screws, hardware, simple stuff. You don't have to, you know, spend $1,000 to keep them in business. Just spend $20. Do it a couple times a week. Or don't be surprised when you go to stop into that hobby shop because you're in dire need of a part right now, and there's a big closed sign on the door. That's been my part of my worry with this place is the more guys start buying online, because you know you can get all this stuff online. And again, yes, you can get it sometimes cheaper. It may not be even the same product, but you're doing your local guys a disservice, which is going to filter down to you doing yourself a disservice. But do what you feel is right in the end, but also accept the fate that you make for shopping online and dipping out on your local guys, local stores, because when they're gone, they're not coming back. And then eventually all you'll have is online. And who wants to do all their shopping online? I don't. And I can shop online all day long for everything I need. I'm not gonna, because that's just stupid. But that's just me. I'm an old guy. There's a difference between the old guys and the young guys. The one in Ludington is my closest one for me, and I really like it. Yeah, I want to check out Ludington. The guys up there, I want to check them out bad. One of these days this summer, when it's a nice day out, I'm going to jump on the bike and I'm going to go up there maybe on Monday when I'm closed. I'm going to run up to Ludington, and I'm going to buy something there. You know, I'm not one of those guys that turns into a, you know, hometown hobby shop is the only one I'll shop at. I'll drive. I drove to Davison a while back to check out Larry's RC and Performance RC, or whatever it's called, just because I wanted to see their Mini Z selection. I went down there and I bought a bunch of stuff. I probably spent a couple $100 down there. Now, granted, you don't have to do that. That's not what I'm saying, but support your local businesses. Otherwise, when they go, you have no one to blame but yourself. And I hear that from different people too, that'll say the same thing they'll say, yeah, but my local hobby shop doesn't carry all the stuff you carry. That's fine. You don't have to buy every single RC thing you're gonna buy from that local hobby shop, but buy something, you know. And not only that, who knows, if you shop there often enough, like I do for my customers, that hobby shop might actually order the stuff that you're normally coming in there to look for, and they'll start carrying it just for you. So like if you're one of those guys that's a diehard boat guy, let's say, and you're like, man, no one ever carries the boat stuff that I want. Well, I tell you what, if you're an RC enthusiast and you come in here looking for boat stuff, I don't ever carry boat stuff, and never intentionally will buy a boat unless it's for a customer. I bought planes for customers, and I give them fat deals on the stuff. So yeah, you want something from your local hobby shop, you stop in and you say, hey, what's up? Sorry, I don't want to get preachy on you guys, because that's not what this video is about. But all I'm saying is support your local. If you want to have a really nice, well-stocked hobby shop, buy from your local hobby shop, and they will cater to you. They will get you the parts you need. Even if it's, you know, I've had guys tell me, well, I bought it Sunday and you were closed, so I spent $500 on something I bought online, and I didn't pay any less for it. Actually, I paid more because I got shipping on there and XYZ, whatever it is, plus your credit card fee, plus. I'm like, oh, okay. And then the next time they come in, they're like, yeah, man, so what can you do for me, a deal on this RC thing? I'm not giving you a deal. I might have if you would have shopped with me that one time, but now that you've left a bad taste in my mouth and you've let me know that you're not going to shop here because it's not convenient, and you live 2 blocks away, a mile away, don't look for the favor. And I will always do RC. Even if this hobby shop fails, I get bored with it, I close it, whatever it is, I will always do RC. It might not be local anymore because I will have a sour taste in my mouth for the local community, but I still have people that I will hang out with that do RC. I still have people I will socialize with that do RC. So yeah, support your local hobby shops. Support any local business. I mean, I'll shop local for everything. Shoes, clothes, whatever. All right, rant over, guys. Sorry, got sidetracked. So here we are with these 1.2-inch wheels and these 1.0 tires. And so far, I'm really digging the aesthetic. Now, when you guys tighten your beadlocks, do you go star pattern or do you go around in a circle and little tighten them? I try to go in a star pattern because that way there I can feel if it's starting to bind, and usually if it starts to bind, it's going to bind on the sidewall of the tire, pinch it in the ring rather. Then you can back all the screws out evenly and smooth that tire out, and then you can start over. I also have, not this set of wheels, mini wheels, but I also, with another set of Mias wheels that I bought on Amazon. I know, it's shitty, me doing all that preaching and then saying I buy this shit on Amazon. But there's nowhere I can get it local. Not the wheels that I wanted. Not the 1.2s anyway. I haven't seen anybody carry 1.2s. I don't even carry 1.2s. But if that's something you guys want to see, I will start carrying 1.2s. Anyway, some of the Mias wheels I ordered, the ones that are on my all-metal Ripper, are, they came with longer screws to start the bead. So I thought that was kind of funny that I actually had some starter screws that came with the wheels. Thought that was pretty cool. All right, again, no thread lock on these little teeny tiny wheels. I think these guys, because they're stuffed into a 1.0. So here's how they are on a 1.2 inch tire. 1.2 inch 1.0 tire with a 1.2 inch wheel. Those are gonna look cool. I know I'm nerding out, but puffy sidewall. And they're still, these foams are still too small for these tires because they were really thin in the 1.2s. Well, they're not bad in here. No, they're not bad in here. Okay, I stand corrected. I thought about throwing some Proline 2-stage in here just to see. All right, let's throw these on real quick and see what they look like. We need our 5 mil. We should be done monkeying around with this for now. I'm going to put the shock cap lowers on here. Ah, they're backwards. I need the other side. I've got them both facing for the right side of the truck. Man, these TRX4Ms, that's the other thing. Having these pinion gears and diff gears that they have, they're so smooth. Whereas the worm gear is great for the SCX24 because you don't need much of a drag brake, but man, those things don't roll very nice. Can't believe this thing's staying up on its side like that. Will my tool fit in here? It will. But that's the moment you have to insert your own smart aleck joke there. Star just like a 11-to-1. You mean a 1-to-1? Gotcha. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I usually try to do the star pattern. I forget there's a delay, so I'm watching my camera feed, and then I'm watching my laptop, and I'm answering my own questions so fast. All right. All right, I didn't tilt that one, so can I get this to drop on there? I made a mess. All right. Do this the way I should have done it. There we go. All right, now let's throw the body on here. And this is with the TRX4M. What do you guys think? Oh, she clears. Barely. We're going to have some rubbish. Front and rear. Under flex. But I can trim those little corners if I want to. Pretty sweet. I have crap lighting, so let me pull this back. Yeah, either way. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. All right, now I'm excited. Let's do the other side, and then we'll do the servo. So we'll leave this like this for you guys to oogle at now, and let's do these other sets of wheels. Pair of wheels, sorry. That's why I like these Vanquish tools. I can loosen my hardware pretty easily, and I'm not straining anything. I don't have to have a death grip on my tools to get my hardware out. And it spins really nice. Don't lose the hardware. Now I should have done that the same way as I put them in. I should have taken out in a star pattern, because just taking all of them out, the last one's always a nightmare to get out of the wheel. What's interesting, as soon as you pull the wheel out of these, then you can, or the hardware out of these, then you can just slide them right out of their bead lock. And look at that, even the ring is brass. So the face, the rear of the wheel's brass, the front of the wheel's brass, and the ring is brass. Ooh, All right, now these need to face that way. It is tricky getting these in there, though. I will say that. I'm trying to get this thing done so tonight I can bring it out to Jason's track shack and run it and test it and figure out what I like and what I don't like about it, and then change it tomorrow. So all I've got to do to this is pretty much put the servo in it and the servo horn. Can I put the stock Traxxas servo horn on the Micro 99? Stay tuned and find out. Actually, I might be off by then. I'm sure then people will start coming in and needing me to tear away from this. Come on. Be agreeable, you stupid ring of justice. I don't know what sense that made. All right. Let's not put our wheel face on the wrong side. Oh, almost did it. Almost just did it. Now what I do is, to get these in there, is I'll pull out on this sidewall or the spot where the tire slips down into the ring. And usually that'll help me seat that a little bit. Ah, there we go. And then boom, there we go. It slid right in there. Nice. I can't lie, I wouldn't mind it being a normal flat wheel face and sidewall, but it does look cool all puffy like that as well. Now let's line up our, where is it? Is that it? Okay, there we go. Now let's try and line up this beadlock back plate, or whatever you want to call it, back of the rim. And you guys that were watching me do the scissor thing in here, that's kind of what I was using just to turn the wheel back to line the holes, because with these little guys you're gonna your hardware goes in the front that holds your wheel together, that seats your beadlock wheel together. All right, come on, go in there, smooth as butter. Nope. Just a hair off. Is that still? Oh, let's try and put some hardware in there. Nope, it looks like it might line up. So we'll do our little star pattern that James was talking about from James RC. Don't forget to check out his YouTube channel. He goes live. Jason or James, you can throw your James RC Garage. You can throw your shout out in here. I've never caught one of yours just because usually I'm dicking around with 12 other things. One of these nights I'll have to watch your channel when you go live. Oh, down to 7. I might even get out of here shortly. Finish the truck. And then I'll show you guys, oh, there you go. You guys see this truck tonight at Jason's Track Shack live. I'll try and let you guys check this out then. And if you have any questions, you can ask me through Jason. In his YouTube channel. I love how people tell me, you got to use StreamYard so you can invite other people in, so it's just not your crazy ass talking to people the entire time, getting a sore throat doing it. I don't know how to use technology, and no one's come through and showed me how to use it yet. Everyone's told me to use it, and they'll show me how to use it, and then no one's come through to show me how to use it. So, all right. Another wheel almost done. Now we'll do our star pattern, just like we do with the full scale stuff. I feel like the wheels go together a lot nicer when you do the star pattern. I always cringe when I see somebody doing it the other way, when they're just going around the circle. I'm like, what? It's the same thing. It isn't. There's a reason why this is the way you should do it on full-scale stuff and everything that goes with it. Anything you're tightening down in kind of a ring pattern, I would always kind of go across, doot, 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 to tighten down, so that way there you can bring it down, seat it evenly, if at all possible. But I am not the end-all be-all to putting beadlock wheels together. I'm sure there's other people out there that have different techniques that work just fine for them, and that's awesome. All right, 3 of 4 down. I'd be so salty if I forgot to put the foam in there. I'd be like, I'm not taking it apart. It'll just be a front tire. I'd take the tire apart, the wheel. Almost had that thing stick to my hand and come off the table. I don't want to lose a little hardware like that. So, is it raining where everyone else is, or just here in lovely old Grand Rapids, Michigan? Actually, I'm in Cutlerville, so I'm just outside of Grand Rapids. I don't know why this has a Grand Rapids mailing address, but it does. And we're nowhere near Grand Rapids. We're actually 2 suburbs away from Grand Rapids. I know this has got to be some of the most boring stuff in the world, beadlock wheels. Most people hate it. For some reason, I enjoy it. Right in here in Wisconsin. Nice. I got to come out and see you one of these days, Jason. I was talking to one of my guys that I ride, or I want to start riding with, Harley bikes, and my goal one of these days, if I can convince the wife to do it or to be okay with, because she worries about me getting murdered on my motorcycle, get her to come with me or get her to okay me just taking off on the bike for a weekend. I want to shoot out to Wisconsin and check out the Harley Museum. I mean, I've been out there a bunch of times, but do it by myself on a motorcycle, or do it on the motorcycle rather, not by myself. I wouldn't mind the wife coming, because that'd be a blast. But I always think about jetting out there, and I'd have to probably try and hit you up. Bring some rigs and some parts and some crap on the bike, and it's still raining here. God, it's ugly. I was just stuffing my foam and folding it in half and stuffing it in one side. Ta-da! 1.2 inch, completely wrong wheel for this tire. Yeah, I figured it'd be kind of cool. I'd like to meet some other guys that do the YouTube nonsense. I am nobody that does YouTube. I just am on YouTube right now because I thought this would be a good idea, and I'm all jacked up on caffeine. I've had a lot of coffee today, so that's the only reason I'm on here right now. That, and I decided to dick with this truck today. When I got it on my way here today, I was like, I wonder if I have enough parts. Ooh, you know it'd be cool. Facebook Live. Nope, YouTube Live. I've been on here 125 minutes. Wow, I'm surprised you guys have been able to tolerate me this long. That's amazing. Well, I'm sure not all of you have. I'm sure most of you have wandered off and come back again. All right, does it go together that way? Oh, you SOB. There we go. I have blown entirely too much money on these things the past 30 days, 60 days. Well, we're into March, so. I built all the trucks I've built. Pretty much I started, not even the beginning of February. I think I started building them after the raffle. I had 2 trucks that I was actually trying to sell, as I've said 1,000 times before, because I didn't really care for the mini stuff. And now I have oodles and oodles and oodles of the mini stuff, so it's like, and I enjoy them. I think I enjoy building them more than I enjoy driving. No, that's not true. I like driving them too. Are you going to line up for me, or are 2 holes going to line up? And I got to rotate this 180 degrees. It's either going to line up this way. Okay, I think it'll line up. All right, so for you guys out there that now hate my guts because I just threw, well, 2 beadlocks. Did I do all 4 on camera? I don't know. I think I did one prior to me starting this live stream. Maybe, I don't know. No, I didn't line it up that good. I know some people I've talked to, they're like, man, I can't stand doing the beadlock wheels. And I'm like, why? They're like, I just can't ever get them to go together. I do have ones that I've done like that, but usually it's because of the, I've used the RC four-wheel drive metal stamped beadlock wheels, the wagons. Those 10 scale, 24 scale, I cannot stand them. I cannot get those wheels to ever line up. And I thought I had this lined up and I don't. All right, let's try this one more time, Beavis. It looks like it's lined up. It is. Ah, I wasn't all the way seated. Now I'm all the way seated. All right, let's see if our hardware is long enough. It worked for 3 wheels. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm getting all this trouble out of this one wheel. I got a set of these I ordered the other day in the mail, and I started to put them together, and you see all the little cutouts for the hardware that hardware seats in. One of these wheels had no cutouts for the hardware, so it was all angled, so you'd have been putting a flat bottom screw on an angle. We all know what happens there. You snap them all off. So I sent those back and got these ones as replacements, and so far so good. I also, oh yeah, and one of the wheels also had all that, the cutout for the hardware was shifted in between the hardware in one of the wheels. One of them wasn't cut at all, and the other one, see, there's your full circle back to ordering stuff off Amazon. So while I was getting ready to build this truck, not this truck, a truck, ordered these wheels for it, thought, yeah, these wheels are going to come, and of course they're going to be perfect. I get them, go to put them on, and all the face on 2 of the wheels is screwed up. Besides the fact that I've already told you guys when I ordered a set just like this would be the 3rd set I ordered. The 2nd set were screwed up. The 1st set came with 3 of one wheel and 1 of the other, 1 of a different one. So I'm like, I put them on my TRX4M Bronco. I was like, you know what, screw it, I don't care. I'm just gonna put them on there. They'll work just fine. If it ever bothers me enough, I'll take them off and change them. All right, who do I have with me that's been with me since the beginning? I got 5 likes on this and 8 viewers right now. Who do I still got here that's been since the beginning or closer to it? That's been here more than, I'm at 130 hours or 130 minutes. Who's been here for 100 minutes? Been watching for 100 minutes. I'm curious. I've been here. Radioactive, what's up, man? That's cool. I'm just kind of curious how many people I'm boring and how many people have already bounced because they're like, this guy rambles like a crazy person. What up, Eric? What's going on, man? So we were just discussing how many people, or I was just curious rather, how many people have been here since the beginning. I've been live streaming for 131 minutes, I think it says, if that's what that means. And I was asking who's been here since the beginning and who has bounced out of here because of me rambling like a psycho person. And I've had, you were at work? Nice. Yeah, I'm at work. Ta-da! I'm dealing with these crazy people here. Oh, that's the wrong one. So yeah, you'll have to roll back through this and skip around in this video, man. You'll see this truck started off, I bought it today. It was a bone stock TRX4M High lift. And I bought it with the specific idea of completely upgrading it with brass and aftermarket stuff. I don't have a ton of stuff for it in stock that I grabbed. I like to stay away from grabbing the last of anything off my shelf out there. I like to leave stuff for my customers. I own a hobby shop, by the way, if you don't know. You trade spots with me? Yeah, for sure, dude. It's raining here. I don't know. Some people are not so keen on doing that. All right, there we go. Again, bad lighting, sorry. But those are the wheels versus the stock, or the tires that came with those wheels. Interesting tread pattern. Not a bad tire, actually. Pretty soft. Pretty sticky. And then the stock wheels, the plastic non-beadlock wheels that these were glued, that were not glued to these tires. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some water. Sign language. Otherwise, I feel like I was gonna cough and choke. All right, now let's see what we're dealing with. Man, I like these little high lifts. I'm just a fan of these over the axial SCX24s. Man, that is a beautiful truck, is it not? I mean, the SCX24s are, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of a lot of axial stuff. If it's got some aftermarket stuff done to it, then yes, absolutely. But stock out of the box, aesthetically, I don't feel like they're as good looking or as robust as a lot of the Traxxas BS. What up, Funny Gaming? But there we go. So for you guys just joining, she is now brushless. She has bearings in the transmission. We changed out our wheels to brass wheels on the stock tire. Metal link here, brass hubs, brass Samex weights via the back. Traxxas, yeah, Traxxas. I'm a fan. I hate to even admit it because they won't let me sell their product. They won't let me sell their product in my hobby shop, and they say the reason why is there's 2 hobby shops that are Traxxas exclusive dealers, even though one of them is not, that are too close to me, so they don't want to sell. They don't want to have all of their products being sold within all the hobby shops, which to me makes 0 sense, Traxxas. So if you guys are watching this, I would love to carry your products. I know I was bashing your electronics, but it's just how I feel. That's not to say that I won't tell people, hey, order Traxxas's upgraded stuff. I'm just not going to lie to my customers. Your out-of-the-box stuff is... but that's probably why I'm never going to be able to sell their products, actually. Oh, well, anyway. Yeah, so here we are. Pretty cool setup. All right, let's throw our brass big dog in there. Reese RC Micro 99 Brass Edition. And I'm going to have to use their Reef's plastic servo horns just because, like a genius, I forgot to order the right brass. Oh, man. That is a nice little servo. I forgot to order the right metal servo horns for their servos. So, again, you guys keep this stuff and end up with piles and piles and piles of it and this stuff? Or do you just throw it away because you've got so much of it laying around from all your mini builds? Oh, I wish I didn't have so much of it. I've got a cabinet full of it, and I've just recently started throwing it away. And I've actually started also throwing away a lot of Ziploc baggies that I have too many of as well. All right, Micro 99 is going to go in here. And I had someone tell me that you have to shave the Reef's servos to get them to drop in. I've never had to do that. Has anyone had to do that? You keep them? Yeah. Do I like Team Associated? Yes, I like Team Associated stuff. The Element Enduro for the crawlers. I'm a fan of their crawlers. The Element Enduro is a really cool truck. They own Enduro. The Team Associated does. They usually put a really nice bunch of composite parts on their race vehicles. I don't have a Team Associated behind me, but I've had B4s and a bunch of other different buggies. So yeah, I like theirs. Oh man, that servo is going to be so cool. So yes, I do like Associated stuff as well. Associated makes some really, 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 really nice stuff. But they're geared more towards racing. Their Element Enduro brand is pretty cool. Their Element 24, the Enduro 24, I'm not a real big fan of. It's just not my gig. Use them to take extras with me on the trails. Oh, the plastic servo horns? Oh, Ziplocs too. Yeah, the problem is, just since I've gotten started, luckily enough, I've only got 3 or 4 extra Ziploc baggies with this build. But I have built 9 of these little trucks. And these are the Ziploc baggies I have from those 9 builds. Granted, some of them were from other 10 scale builds as well for Fury Tech and Homes Hobbies, but oh, I got a lot of these baggies. The baggies I will use for different odd stuff that I need because I've got 10,000 of them. Like if I ever buy something and I don't want to use it, I'll throw stuff in my used display case out in front of a hobby shop. So I can put it in a baggie. Here you go. Here's a nice Ziploc baggie with your used stuff. Here's a pile of cards from probably a Mini Z build. I see Next Racing and GL Racing, K&M. Yeah, probably Mini Z stuff. So yeah, I don't try to keep all the Ziploc bags. Whoa, started an earthquake. Sorry. I don't try to keep all the Ziploc baggies just because if I did, I would have so much of them sitting around that it would just get overwhelming after a while. Now again, I know I should probably use Loctite with this Servo. Watch this. It's magnetized. I thought for sure it was just going to fall off of there. This Mias Racing Servo mount has 3 holes across the front, 3 holes across the back. Now, if anyone is familiar with the Reefs RC servos, they have 3 holes in there, or they have 2 holes, and then they have a cutout. So I can utilize those holes because otherwise I have to open up that notch in the middle in these servos to get them to mount. But this servo mount has 3 holes across front and rear, so I'm going to put my screws in a crisscross applesauce style to hold this servo in. And again, no Loctite. I should probably Loctite this. But we already figured out that I'll just complain about it later, backing out and causing me problems. All right, there we go. Now, let's see. She does pretty good. Doesn't look like it's going to bang against. Yeah, it's going to hit the shock tower a little bit. Not enough for me to care about, though. Should be relatively okay. And I'm going to need a servo extension. Okay. That I didn't anticipate. So, channel 1. Hopefully that's channel 1. Is that channel 1? That's probably channel 1. I'm using the Avatar mini receiver, Fury Tech's radio. This is a cool little radio for these. I like it because this. So if I want to put this one in each side of my pocket and go somewhere and just carry a couple trucks with me, I can do that. Makes it kind of nice. All right, so we got our servo plugged in. We don't have our motor plugged in. We should probably plug that in. Can it reach? Oh, it's not going to reach. All right, so I'm going to have to get an extension for the motor, which no big deal. I think I've got them up front. And then it's going to run 3S battery because this is the Lizard Pro. So yeah, there we go, guys. I believe this truck's, other than a couple of extensions, pretty much, well, no, I take that back. I got these Proline shocks I want to throw on here. So let's throw those on here real quick because I don't think the Samix brass shock cups are going to work on the Proline shocks. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see. I've got one that's open. I've got 2 of those just floating around out in the open. So let me get a couple of those and check. But these are going on regardless. And these are a smaller shock than the stocks. So it'll bring our truck down a little bit, aka bring our center of gravity down a little bit as well. And we've got different springs, So I'm sure those are for different spring rates. And then you've got your little mounting hardware with offsets, which I don't know that I'll use those. I might use those. All those goes in the top. So they just slide in there with these O-rings. I hate that design. I think that's a meh. It's a workaround to a bad idea. They could have done better with that, especially the money they charge for these. These shocks normally run $45. That's expensive. All right, let's take one off. Can we go through the wheel? Or are we gonna have to take this wheel off again? Dang it, I'm gonna have to take the wheel off and that brass weight. That is horrible. So let's see if we can take the front one off. I just want to take one off and do a test. Come on, where's the hardware? Oh, I'm not going to be able to get to it, so I'm going to have to take at least the front wheel off. 4 mil, we don't need the 4 mil, I need the 5 mil. At least the wheel nut still works really good with these. Don't! Yeah. I'm a lot, Eric. I'm always a lot. The wife thinks so too, trust me. All right. So let's take this shock off. Can we take the shock off? Okay, we can. Good. I wish they wouldn't have used one piece of hardware for the shock and the link. I wish they would have got their own link mounts on here. All right, let's take our front shock off completely, and I'll show you guys the size comparison from the high trail or high lift or whatever they call the truck to the Pro lines. So there we go. Eyelet to eyelet, they're 5 millimeter, 2 millimeter shorter. Turn that. There we go. Not bad. I mean, I'll take it a little bit lower, sitting a little bit down a little bit lower. I got to decide what I'm going to do with these though. If I'm going to use them for a different project or what. Oh, we can't use these ends, so we can't use these brass ones because they slide over the ball end, the rod end for this. This is all molded into one piece. So if you buy the Proline shocks for your TRX4Ms, don't buy the brass. Or don't buy the shocks, use the brass on the stock ones. But I haven't seen anybody make a brass top for these. I'm sure someone does, before someone says, how many crawlers do I have? Let me take you on a tour. We'll go on the tour of just my Mini Z crap. So there's those. That's a bunch more. And then I've got, oh God. And then I've got my race, some of my old race stuff up there. There's one of my big monster trucks, the outdoor toy. X-Max and XRT. Then I've got an SCX6, so that's technically the second crawler you've seen. And then here's a few of my 10 scale junk. Got some transformers over there hiding. Optimus Prime, they all transform into the vehicles. And then I've got, so I've got a couple crawlers, not a ton, a couple. And then this is all my 24 scale and 18 scale stuff. So there's a Ripper, there's a TRX4M Bronco. See, there's that mount I was talking about for the servo. There's an RC four-wheel drive. I think that's supposed to be 118 scale or 124 scale. It is not. It is tinier. It's about the size of the Kyosho Mini Z 4x4. There is the metal Mias Ripper. There is the Mias, I think they call this the Fun Haver, which is funny to me, but whatever. Here is the FJ from Easy RC / FMS, kind of. And here is a body I'm thinking about turning into a Mini. I don't know what chassis I'm going to use yet. So, and then there's even a 76 scale. Yeah, 76 scale. little tiny car in there. So yeah, I got a couple crawlers. Then I got another one of those stupid things. So yeah, I got a couple crawlers, not very many. Not as many as I used to have. I used to have far more trucks than I do now. Ooh, touched the screen. It got weird for a minute. So there we go. So yeah, I got a couple crawlers. Again, like I said, I used to have way more, but I've gotten rid of quite a few of them throughout the years. Oh, these are going to need to go for the SCX24. So, okay, I can't even use these shocks because they don't have the 1.5 hole. They have the 050 screw hole. So I can't use these Proline shocks anyway, so I bought these for no reason. Anyone want to buy a used pair of Proline 50 millimeter SCX24 shocks? I love it when I spend $50 on nothing and get some Ziploc baggies to put them in. I cannot believe, actually I can believe I just did that. That is almost funny if it wasn't hurtful. So yeah, anybody who's interested in some Proline shocks, let me know. I'll ship them to you. $30 plus shipping plus PayPal fee. They're yours. Crawler Space RC L.L.C is the PayPal. Don't forget to cover the 4% fee, and you can have them for your SCX24 because they won't work on mine. B63, I haven't messed with race stuff in a while. Yeah, I haven't messed with that in a while. Oh, you're asking him. So, 724s, 418s, 210s, and 16th basher. Bah, I got... Also, anything you saw in here you want to buy, I'm thinning the herd on everything because I have a bunch of, and this may sound weird, I'm thinning the herd because I have too many. So I want to get rid of a few of them so I have less, so it's easier to maintain. But in part, I don't drive any of the 10 scale crawlers anymore. But if I get rid of them, that just will give me the excuse to get something else. Now I can use these. That will give me the excuse to reinvest that money in a different RC. So if you're looking for any of the stuff that I walked through and you saw and you went, ooh, I'd like to have one of those, shoot me a message on Facebook, Crawler Space RC LLC, and let's get you set up with some of my used junk. I call it junk. Nothing is junk. It's just stuff that I'm not using. So I thought I was turning it. I'm not even turning it. Shock tool. That's a good tool to have. Oh, I can't get it. And I don't want to grab it with a set of pliers because then I will ruin. Okay, here's how we do that. We take off the stock shock cup and the spring, and then we can grab our shock shaft and twist off our rod end. Maybe. Jesus Christ, I'm still, look at, still turning it. Am I just not using? I didn't have it in the right. There's two separate shock shaft holders on here. There's a smaller one and a bigger one. I just didn't have it on the correct one. So there, that's on now. We'll do this to all 4 of our shocks at some point, not today. Because, man, no, I don't want to use pliers on these. I know I shouldn't. But if I keep it really close to the threads, and the only reason I want to do that is because, see, there's just a couple of threads hanging out. Don't do this. This is a bad idea. Buy a shock shaft tool and use it the right way. I hate the thought of doing this because I'm going to mar up the shock shaft. Oh, that's it. It's seated. Never mind. Don't force it. Get it to where it bottoms out and you're good. And I forgot to put the spring back on the shock. That's the way this build's going to be today, huh? Got it. Noted. So this truck you might not be able to ask me any questions on tonight on Jason's RC Live because it might not be with me. I might chuck it in a corner and leave it there and forget it. Again, don't do this. but I can't get my shock shaft tool back on there. Now I should be able to get it back in there. What the hell is your problem? It went on there before. Now all of a sudden it doesn't want to go on there. You know what's even funnier is once I put the spring on there, it's really gonna not, the shock shaft tool is not gonna want to go on there. So I guess you're gonna have to use a tool like pliers to get that on there, because I'm not gonna be able to, you know, pinch it with my fingers to get it to not rotate. Just be very careful. Get it to where it bottoms out. There we go. Right. Now I put the little Samex brass on there. And I will now put this back on the truck. I was hoping I didn't need to do that. And this hardware, or this tool, would have made my life easier. But I see it did not choose to do so. So here we are. Again, I wish I had an aluminum or brass shock cap. So I might have to put in an order and hunt those specific parts down. I wouldn't mind an entire shock body out of aluminum as well. That would be nice. I would take one of those. Come on, get out of the way. Okay, we're gonna go in our link. Yes, alrighty then, there we are. Stock hardware back in there. I always recommend going back to stock hardware if you can. That Chinese stainless is usually garbage, the upgraded stainless hardware. There we go, we got our front on. Let's put our wheel back on. And your wheel nut, 5mm. Put a piece of rubber on it. The Ultron, do I have the Ultron? I do not. What is the Ultron? I am unfamiliar with your RC, mumbo jumbo. Ultron, it sounds, why does that sound familiar? I mean, obviously other than the Marvel movie. Is it a buggy? I'm guessing it's I'm gonna want to say it's a buggy. Element RC. Ultron. No, I don't even know what that is. Look how smooth that is, man. She's quiet. Well, kind of quiet. Now we need to rig up a servo horn and spacer, and I have to power this on. So let me get a 3S battery. So that's right, 3S battery, because this is a Lizard Pro. Or you guys are about to watch me set this thing on fire. Either way, it'll be fun. It'll give everybody a laugh. Oh, it didn't go. All right, now we need to find the crawler that is green deadbolt. Oh shit, that's what I need to do. The app, I gotta change this to brushless. And I don't have the motor hooked up. So, the nice thing with Fury Tech is I have to hook up the Bluetooth module in the ESC, disconnect my sensor wire, and change it to, because this came out of a brushed truck, Bluetooth modules. This came out of one of my brushed trucks, and I'm putting this on a brushless motor, so got to change that around. Otherwise, she won't move. Oh my goodness, could I have jammed this in here any smaller? There we go. We are now connected. RC car, telemetry, running counterclockwise. Let's up our voltage to 6.5. Yes, we want to do that. Voltage cutoff. Change that to, 3.1. Startup power normal, voltage cutoff, drag brake. Now we also need to go to forward, reverse. Where is my motor? Throttle, punch, low speed. I need to change it from brushed to brushless. Here we are. Brushed. We are going to change it to brushless in the app. Click OK. Done that fast. Micro Komodo. I didn't plug it in yet, so let's plug it in. Maybe. Can it reach? I don't think it can reach, but I don't want to. No, it's not going to reach. It's too short. But otherwise, everything is all set up in here. So now what we can do is take out our Bluetooth module that we no longer need, put it in one of our 1001 Ziploc baggies. Ta-da! And get that out of here so I don't lose it. Really? Get stuck in a Ziploc. Zip-er? I don't know. We'll plug our sensor wire back in because these are now sensored with the, they go back and forth with the ESC and the receiver for the avatar, which is kind of cool. It helps you keep an eye on your voltage for your truck, your throttle ramps and all that. You'll get that. See that little menu? It tells you when you're, obviously there's no motor connected, but it'll give me my voltage for my receiver, voltage for my radio, 11.5. Tells me my battery. See where the battery bar is on the bottom there? Tells me how charged up my battery is. And the RPMs of the motor, steering, throttle, all that stuff. All right, guys. She's all hooked up. Now all we got to do is button up the essentials. All right, we'll disconnect our app. There's that. And I'm going to be running a 3S 650 milliamp tattoo battery, which is also a drone battery, with an XT30 plug. So that should have this truck ready to rock and roll. And this radio is phenomenal. I got to get the new one with the four-wheel steer because then it has a button on it. So yeah, this is just some of the stuff we took off this truck today. Got a couple of more bushings I'm going to have to replace in each one of the differentials. Again, anyone looking for some 50 millimeter SCX24 shocks, got you covered. Yeah, stock pinion gear is off. We got to do the rest of our brass cups and mount our servo, and then find somewhere to mount our receiver, extend our motor wires. What else? I don't think I have any more upgrades for this truck right now. I think this is it. Man, that body's cool. I dig it. I really dig it. Yes, we do Mini Z racing in the back. So if you guys want to jump on our Facebook page, which is Crawler Space RC L.L.C, just like the YouTube channel. Jump on our Facebook page, and I've shot a few of the. I've done a few lives of the Mini Z racing, like the nights we're doing it, which is always kind of cool. There's a lot of local guys that like checking that out. We have a pretty decent Mini Z scene here, kind of, not really. I mean, the guys that come here are the only ones that really race. So usually we'll have anywhere from 4 to 10 guys. Big races? No, we haven't done any big races yet. I just got the big track in. Oh yeah, dude, I love square bodies too. This thing is sexy. I don't know if you saw me do the walkthrough in my office, but yeah, that thing turned out pretty bitchin'. Now this guy needs an ESC and a receiver, which I have a receiver for the Avatar. I just don't have a ESC yet. But yes, we do Mini Z racing. We race the Mini Z slot car bodied semis. Well, no, we don't. I'm sorry. Let me retract that. I want to race the Mini Z slot car bodied semis. We just haven't yet because not enough guys got them. It's a pretty big investment. The bodies are $50. I convert them with the chassis, the rear mounts. I've done the $80 stupid shocks for the front. I went above and beyond. I've got another truck up there that is a completely box stock brushed car, and I actually found a used body on eBay for like $45. And then you got to build up the front. For the front tab, you got to move your side clips off of a Mini Z body or buy them from TRP in Spain. And then you can mount this body on a Mini Z chassis. So yeah. All right, guys, I actually think I'm going to cut this for now. I've been online for 163 minutes and I have 9 viewers. Do I do fifth scale dune buggies? I don't touch fifth scale stuff anymore. I've got an X-Max back there and an XRT, which are as close to fifth scale as I'm going to get. I don't mess with anything gas, nitro. Not to say that I haven't, because I used to. I mean, I've been doing RC for 30 years, so I've had everything, just about, except for planes. No, I started building planes too a while back, years and years and years ago, 20 years ago. But yeah, I don't mess with any of the fifth scale stuff just because around Michigan, unless you're going out somewhere deep into the dunes to run it, there's nowhere you can run it in a neighborhood without having your neighbors all hate your guts. So there's that. But hey guys, do me a favor. Since you're here, do the like, subscribe, and share. You want to see the Mini Z track? Yeah, I'll show you guys the Mini Z track. But yeah, do me a favor. Like and subscribe to the channel. Share the videos with your friends, even though I babble like an idiot most of the time. But yeah, there you go. Closest fifth scales I get, the X-Max and XRT. But I'll show you guys the Mini Z track. Let me turn the camera around here for you. It's in my back garage. Where our crawler course, nope, I can't do that. Sorry, I got the OtterBox on my case. So there is our Mini Z track. Pretty big track. We've got the timing system over there. There we are, timing system over there. We watch it on we got the TV set up there. Normally my laptop sits over there on that shelf. That's what's left of my old indoor crawler course. I used to have a crawler course in here, and what you see on the walls, the stuff that goes up the walls, is tire marks from the old crawler trucks that used to come in here. It used to go up and down, and then it used to go across that back wall over that door, and all down there, and oh my God, it used to be huge, but people quit using it, so I ended up bailing on the indoor crawler track. Uh-oh, look at there. Got rain coming in the door. You stay away from my Mini Z track. But yes, so this is our Mini Z track. This is what we race on Friday nights, starting at 5 o'clock. Then we've got a work area, so if guys want to work on their cars here, they can work on their cars, and then there's two big, huge tables back there, all that stuff. And then there's an entryway for guys, but no one really uses that one. So yeah, I'll show you. You might have just joined. I'll show you guys some of my 10 scale stuff and 6 scale stuff, and that's a Capo Racing JK Max Big Sixer, I think they call it, and then the TW715 Wolf and the JK Max. Oh yeah, so it's a never-ending battle of RC stuff. And this is just my office crap. So, all right, guys. I think, like I said, I'm going to cut her out for now and button up this truck so I can get this done for racing. Nope, crawling tonight. Jesus. And let you guys go from there. And again, please like, subscribe, share the channel with your friends if they're curious about some of the stuff. If you guys have specific questions on anything, you want answers on, what tires will work, what hexes will work, whatever it might be, how to make replacement pins and all that nonsense, let me know. And I'll do my best to answer your questions. So, all right, guys. Yeah, get the kid from school, brother. All right, guys. I hope everyone has a great afternoon, and we will see you next time. Later, Jason. I don't know how to end this, so this is going to be the tricky part here. You guys are going to watch me fumble around. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.